In today's video I'm going to build a workbench which integrates all my woodworking machines. It will be on wheels so that I can move it into this exact corner of my garage while not in use to still be able to work on a car in here. The workbench is the intended home for my Tablesaw, planer, Chopsaw and jointer. It's also meant to extend their work surfaces by getting every machine to the same height, creating one big workspace. Most of the timber I used was just simple 10 by 10 cm very rough cut spruce wood. As most of the beams were all curved and twisted, I started running them over my jointer to get one perfect 90-degree edge. I lost quite a bit of material doing that, so once on the planer I went for 8 by 8 cm for all the beams. I made the first cutouts for the 3-way lap joints on the corner posts, but then decided to cut them all at once to make sure they are 100% equal. Then I added a rabbet to the horizontal beams to accommodate the subfloors later on. That would have been way easier with a router table. I don't own one yet, so I did it with the circular saw. Afterwards I added a 45-degree chamfer to all the edges, always stopping just before a joint begins, so I can feather in the transition where the joints meet once everything is assembled. The planer is the only machine that sits on the very bottom of the workbench, as it pretty much does all the work by itself. It doesn't have to be at waist height like the other machines. Therefore I made a perfect groove for the planer's base to sit on. Again, way easier with a router table and a template, but the chop saw and some chisel action did the trick. Then I was able to glue the first lap joints together. I added wooden pegs to make the joints even stronger. With the side pieces done, I connected them with the first long horizontal beams. That gave some structure to go on from there, always checking for 90-degree angles. Here I had to make a big cutout for my Chopsaw. A bit wobbly, but it will be supported by a corpus of some drawers later. The amount of wooden pegs is probably overkill, but I think it looks pretty cool once they are sanded flush. I had to add another groove here, this time for my Tablesaw extension to rest on, to keep it from flexing. Then it was time to sand flush the wooden pegs and lap joints. After that, I was able to get one continuous chamfer on all the edges. Next time I would definitely continue the chamfer throughout the joints, as it makes small imperfections invisible. So this time I had to do some filling. Those feet I left looked nice at first, but they were too small for the wheels and added unnecessary height. So they had to go. I also feathered in the transitions of the chamfer at the joints. Then a complete sand and some oil finish. Time to install the wheels. I added some Zika to the corner wheels, as they just screw into the wood and not all the way through into a T-nut like the wheels in the middle. Then the planer got moved into its final position. On top, I installed a screen printing plate. Its slippery surface makes it easy for wood to slide over it and extend the machine's work surfaces. I went around the edges with a flush trim bit to achieve perfect fitment. To get the table saw and the jointer to the correct height, I glued together a lot of offcuts to create some stands for them. They have that patchwork look, which I really like. On the table saw I had to remove those little feet and drilled the holes a bit bigger. On the jointer I removed the outfeed table's extension. Then I bolted the table saw and the jointer onto their stands using some threaded rods. Afterwards, I built the corpus of a future cabinet to mount the Chopsaw. I installed a power strip to plug in all the machines and organized the cables. All of that leaves me with one cable to power the whole workbench. I want to use this space to install one of those router table plates in the future. In the next episode I will add some drawers and cabinets to store all of my woodworking tools, as well as some other accessories. See you then, cheers!